Hey everybody, I'm back again with another deck. This is one that I actually put together myself that I'm having a lot of fun with, so I figured I would share it. It's not great, or it's not the greatest deck in the entire world, and I'm sure that there's ways that it could be improved on. I don't have a sideboard for it yet, just because this is my initial build of the deck, so I'm playing it in best of one, just kind of seeing how it does. I'm calling it, or well, actually, one of the people in my chat called it Meanie Tribal, which kind of fits. It plays a whole lot of menace creatures because it wants to abuse Labyrinth Raptor, which says it menace whenever a creature you control menace becomes blocked, defending player has to sacrifice a creature blocking it, and for a black and a red, you can give +1/+0 to any creatures with menace. So I've got Dread Malkin, which is not a good creature overall, but it's a 1/1 with menace. So, and you can pay 2 and a black and sacrifice another creature or planeswalker to put 2 +1/+1 counters on it. He's just here to be a 1 drop in the deck. Next one is Knight of the Ebon Legion, because Knight of the Ebon Legion is and I've got another 4 of that. Knight of the Ebon Legion is just good. It's just a good 1 drop, even if he doesn't get menace. Fire Prophecy kills a creature. I can, if one of the cards in my hand is not doing what I need it to do, I can dump it or I can put it on the bottom. Don't even have to discard it. It just sends it back in. Angrath's Rampage. I still love this card. I feel like it's underplayed. You get rid of an artifact, a creature, or a planeswalker. It feels good. Dreadhorde Butcher. Again, another card that I just have a super, super soft spot for. So I'm playing it. And it's just something that I want to play. So it's up there. I then went to Croxa because discard, and I just got rid of one of my Croxes. Crox is great in long games if getting or you can't get any creatures out of your graveyard. He's there to just kind of use up Angrath's Rampages, the Fabled Passages, and it's just a big threat. I needed something at the top end of the deck, and it seemed like he was a good top end. Labyrinth Raptor, 2/2 with menace. Sacrifice. It was kind of one of the build around cards for the deck. Just because it's a solid card all the way around. It's a 2/2 menace, great, makes blocking really difficult. Stormfist Crusader is another card that's really, really good. Played it a lot in Mardu Knights when that was more of a thing, or Red Black Knights, for anybody that remembers that deck floating around. Call of the Death Dweller. We do have some 1-drops and 2-drops to bring back. Hunted Nightmare is the other card that was kind of the build around for this. It's a 4/5 with menace for 3, which is great for the rate. Put a death touch counter on a creature they control, but when you've got a 4/5 and you've got things that get rid of creatures, it's not as heavy. Rotting Regisaur is another one of the big win cons for the deck. 7/6. A lot of the times you're down to 1 or 2 cards in your hand, and Rotting Regisaur is fantastic as a just big creature. It also works really, really well with Call of the Death Dweller, because you bring back Rotting Regisaur and put Death Touch and Menace on it, or a Death Touch counter and a Menace counter on him. Makes him really, really hard to deal with, especially with the last creature in the deck. I saw him when I was drafting the set not too long ago. 2/2 with menace for 3, not that great, but at least it's 2 either black or red. That's what the slash down the middle of the mana symbol means. Each creature you control menace has to be blocked by 3 or more creatures, so it makes it even harder to block already. If it wasn't hard enough. And then another removal spell Blood Curdle just to... It's an instant speed destroy a creature. It also puts a menace counter on something. So, like, that seemed like another really good card to play, or really good card to throw in there. Got 4 Castle Lochthwain, 5 Swamps, 6 Mountains, 4 Blood Crypts, and 3 Fabled... Why am I only playing 3 Fabled Passage? We'll go down, so we're even with 4 Fabled Passage, 10 Basics, 4 Blood Crypts, 4 Castle Lochthwains. Like I said, I don't have a sideboard for this deck yet. I'm still playing it in best of 1, just kind of trying to get an idea of what works, what doesn't, and what I need to. So this is the first kind of iteration of the deck. I've played it in 3 games. I've gone 2-1. I'm going to try to play it in 3 more, and then we'll see about trying to figure out things that work for the sideboard and go from there. If you are interested, I do have a couple of other Magic videos posted on my YouTube channel, which is in the description below. Feel free to check that out, or in the below the stream. And that is another way to just kind of keep up with what I've played during stream and kind of what I'm still thinking of playing. So here we go into the next. So turn 1, Dreadmalkin. Ugh. This is a rough one. I do like that I've got 3 mana. I do like that I've got a removal spell at the top and Call of the Death Dweller, but I think I'm going to ship this and see what happens. And I immediately regret what I did. But it is what it is. We're going to ship Blood Curdle. Because turn 1, 3 or greater, and land cards. Oh, hey. So turn 1, I can go ahead and... I think turn 1 makes the most sense to get out him. And then, not really punished yet. Turn 2, Zombie Cat into swing. Because it has to be converted mana cost 3 or greater. So I'm not seeing a card from him until... Oh, okay. You're going to Banishing Light my... That's fine. You wasted a Banishing Light. I get to hit you in the face for 3, or for 2. If he's got another Banishing Light, that's going to suck, but it is what it is. Wow. Fabled Passage. I don't know if I'm going Labyrinth Raptor or if I'm going... I think I'm just gonna go get Swamp. Oof. Lagging a little bit. This might be one of these decks that I just have a bad start or a bad starting match for. And I'm not playing with a sideboard right now, so this just might be a bad day for me. Well, that's not a bad... Okay, so play something. Yeah, fires, and he can... What does Narset do? So this change... Well, actually, this doesn't really change what I was going to do. I'm going to go another red, first things first, we're going to make him get rid of Narset. The good part is he can only play things on his turn. Any fires deck is just difficult to deal with to begin with. Okay. So I feel like he can only cast things on his turn. So the best option for me right now is to make him sack a creature. And then play this dude. So I'm going to go ahead, play him. I'm just going to go face. And we'll see what this guy does. Because he has to block with both and loses one of the creatures. That's fine. It doesn't matter. And I'm going to go ahead and activate his ability. And then I'll play another one. I feel like this is just not going to go well. Like, this is a hard deck to play against, period. And he's getting a lot of planeswalkers and stuff like that out, so...
Sorry I'm late. Oh, I've done the hero thing.
Yep. I feel like the Labyrinth Raptor might also fit in a enchantment-based, enchantment-based deck or whatever. Not enchantment. Yeah, I'm just not winning that one. Not enchantment. Mayhem Devil based deck because he causes him to sacrifice a creature, which deals him damage anyway. So I might look into changing up what's in the deck. I'm going to play one more as it is, and then I'm going to go through a little bit of a reset with the deck, kind of give you guys my thoughts on what the changes should be and kind of what I'm going to play around with a little and go from there. This is another good starting hand. I've got 3 mana. I've got a 1-drop, a 2-drop, recursion, and kind of card advantage. So I can either go Dread Malkin on the first one, either Dread Horde Butcher or Stormfist Crusader on turn 2, and then call the Death Dweller if stuff gets removed. Garuda is even mana costs, right? Well, that changes kind of what I was thinking on doing. I don't like the fact that I've got... Wait, that's... Enchanted land is tapped, extra, and then 5 cost to make a dude. Okay. I think I go this route. Man. I feel like I just swing with him. Cool. I can play out some stuff and make it harder for him to block next turn. It actually would have been smarter for me to it would have been smarter for me to swing and have like Butcher die, but it is what it is. I'm going to go ahead and swing with everything and see how he decides to block, because he has to either block here Okay, I'm not going to pump anything. The idea behind that is I'm not exactly sure, but he gets instant or sorcery. I may as well just get him back with Death Touch and Menace on him, because now I can block a thing. What does he do? Enter each battlefield creature with converted. Puts top. So you can get. Okay. It's fine. Oh god. With Thassa. Jeez. Oof. I feel like I have to play a land. And then I'm going to... He's got enough stuff that he can block basically everything. So I'm going to go like that and make him do things. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna go that. And I'm gonna go that. Yeah, you can have your spider. Death touch triggers. Like, this deck is solid. I'm just trying to figure out kind of what the ouch. What the like this one. This is not a good deck for it to play against. I'm not gonna block. He can take the. He can have the 3. Yep, and that's a concession from me. So 1 and 2. So what I'm finding is it is not doing so well against rampy decks, which that is definitely the case. I'm going to make some changes here. I feel like rather than looking at getting cards or looking at removal exactly, we should be, and this was Agonizing Remorse was a card that I'd thought about putting in originally. Angrat's Rampage is still there for removal. I feel like the Sonorous Howl Bonder would be better placed in the sideboard. Trying to figure out kind of what the idea is behind the deck overall. I'm having fun with it. Like I enjoy, just goofing around with decks anyway. I don't see this being hyper competitive, but it's a fun deck to play so far. So what I need to look at now is what I can use to either kill creatures off entirely, or just make it really, really hard for them to has flash as long as you have, or as long as a card you control has flash. He has flash, death touch, lifelink. I don't have enough to make him worth it. Corpse churn is not a good option. I feel like a couple of Heartless Acts might not be a bad thing. Do like 2 Heartless Acts. Get rid of the Blood Curdles. Because if I'm going to play a removal spell, I should just play Murderous Rider. And maybe go down a call and put Call the Death Dweller and then I'm going to put Pestilent Spirit in here. I think I'm just trying too hard to find. I need to get rid of Blazing Volley. Because Pestilent Spirit mixed with Blazing Volley just kill all the creatures. Make them go away. So we can keep doing what we're doing. I do kind of like the Call of the Death Dweller, but I feel like it might be for this deck. It might fit as like a sideboard, or Murderous Rider would more fit for a sideboard. Not 100% sure. Because I'm playing a lot of low cost creatures. So getting them back's really, really good. I think what I'm going to try is putting... What was the card that I was thinking on putting in here? There was a card that I was thinking on putting in here because I wanted to put the Murderous Rider in the sideboard. Oh, jeez. I need to get rid of that. I think what I was originally thinking was... Where are you? Might take me a minute to figure out my brain because I had a thing. And now it's just not. I am going to put a couple Scorching Dragonfire in the sideboard, but that has nothing to do with right now. Oh. I wasn't thinking Bone Crusher Giant. I was thinking Bone Crusher Giant for the sideboard. But, oh, light up the stage. I was thinking 3 light up the stage. And then we'll throw Bone Crusher Giant into lay sideboard. Bing, bing. And then what was the... What walker did I want to put in here? I don't have enough mutate, so that mutate dude just doesn't fit. I'm not sure if I wanted to put Chandra in there. The 2-drop. I'll put that in for right now. Because this is an aggro deck, so I'm trying to... trying to see how it would work. So we're going to play 1 or 2 more games, and then I'm going to end the video and see, because so far it seems like it's oof until you mulligan. Oh god, until you mulligan real hard. I go like that. Well, I just out the same card because discarding more cards isn't a good idea. So I'm going to be running extremely slow, but hopefully I can get a red mana at some point here soon, which does not look like that's going to happen. So we're playing against a mutate deck, which puts us in a really rough spot already. Because I'm not getting any red mana. Ugh. This is where it gets frustrating. Is when... What's he do? Whenever this creature attacks, each opponent loses life where a number of times it's mutated. Well, there's that. I guess I'm just gonna attack and see what he does. Because he's gotta block the 2 of those. He's not gonna... Okay. sitting in. Jeez. Yep. I'm gonna go ahead and just concede this one. I didn't draw anything, any land or anything like that, so it ends up being just not working out well. So we'll see. Try this. Try one more, or one or two more games, and then that is where I'll end it. This is much better. If you get an opening, it turns out that when you get an opening hand with cards that work together well, it works out. Because I can either kill a creature. Well, I've got plenty of removal. I'm gonna go ahead and pay 2 life, get Nightmare Dude. Or Labyrinth Raptor. I don't know why I said Nightmare Dude. Okay, so we're playing a cycling deck, which means you're going to go away right now. What colors are we playing? Is it that's the red, black, white land? Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and go Heartless Act. Unless I get another land, this is going to be real bad. Oof. Yeah, we've got a 3/3 already. Four by. Well, that didn't do what I wanted it to do, so I'm either going to have to. I'm almost going to have to let the 2 of them go, which sucks. Because I've got a. Do I? You know what? He's tapped out. We're gonna swing. Let's see again. See what he does. Yeah. Thank you. I'll let these 2 go. I hate the idea of letting those 2 go, but that worked out better than I thought it was going to. So gain a life, take it, and I take a damage. I feel like the option here is a simple one. I'm going to make you do things. Okay. Jesus. That's fine. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to attack with everything. And we're going to see how he decides to block. Because he has to block everybody. Which means you have to... Okay. So he doesn't gain any life. Oh, I just win. Do I? That puts it at 5... 6. Yep. Dreadhorde Butcher for the win. I was like, the cycling deck was going too, that actually makes me kind of happy that it can handle. I mean, granted, I got like a god hand for the deck, but it can handle a cycling deck without too many issues. So the final deck before I end the video is, let's go look at him. Meanie Tribal. We've got 4 Dreadmalkin currently. 4-9 to the Ebon Legion, which has been nothing but fantastic for me so far. 3 Agonizing Remorse. I think that could drop down to 2. 2 Heartless Axe because it's an instant speed or removing counters from a creature. And actually, the thing that I just now thought of is that is great against Nissa, because he makes the land a 3/3 with 3 counters on it. You can remove those 3 counters, it kills the land. I think. Not sure about that, though. I'll have to test it at some point. Angrath's Rampage, because I like it. I feel like Angrath's Rampage could be the Fire Prophecy. It could be a couple of... Or I could switch those completely out for Murderous Riders or something like that. But I do like that it also gets rid of an artifact. Dreadhorde Butcher's been good. It did win me the last game. It has kind of been hit or miss a couple of times, but I like it. Kroxa is Kroxa. Gets a card out of their hand. It deals 3 damage. If it hadn't dealt that 3 damage, I wouldn't have won the game, or I wouldn't have won that last game. 3 Labyrinth Raptor. It would be 4, but I don't have enough rare wilds to make it 4. Stormfist Crusader, which it's been doing really well for me so far. We'll see if that continues. Call of the Death Dweller has done really, really well for me, bringing back like a Rotting Regisaur and making it Death Touch and Menace. Hunted Nightmare, I haven't actually gotten a real chance to play it yet, but it's been doing pretty well. I do think at some point I'm going to try what I had said before and putting Mayhem Devil in here as a sack outlet or a payoff for the sacrifice cards. And then light up the stage. I'm not 100% sure I'm going to keep the light up the stages because so far it lost me a Kroxa and a Hunted Nightmare. But that was also me getting kind of ruined on mana, so we'll see how that goes. And then 4 Castle Lochthwain, 5 Swamps, 4 Mountains, 4 Blood Crypts, 4 Fabled Passage, so 22 land total. Sideboard currently consists of Pestilent Spirit and Blazing Volley for token decks. 2 more Call of the Death Dweller in case you're playing against... I'm thinking it's currently for if you're playing against a bunch of removal heavy decks, putting cards into your graveyard, trying to, just being able to recur things. 1 timer it Calls the Dead. I'm not 100% sure if that's worth putting in here, but if I go more removal heavy, it gives me that kind of outlet to put Kroxa more online. Bonecrusher Giant is Bonecrusher Giant. I don't feel like it needs too much explaining. It deals 2 damage to any target, or it's a 4/3. Chandra Acolyte of Flame is good. Makes 2 1/1s. And it also gives them something else that they have to target with some of their removal spells. I feel like Sonorous Howlbonder doesn't fit at all. I'm putting it in the sideboard right now. I'm not exactly sure when I would bring it in, but I might, or I might not. So that is the end of that deck tech. If you are interested, I will be posting this video again on YouTube. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to make sure that you're up to date on my videos. These aren't always going to be Magic videos. It just happens that my last couple of streams have been Magic based, so I made a video. Thank you guys again for hanging out with me for this 45 minutes of playtime, and I will catch you guys in the next video.